What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. It's monthly favorites time. This is going to be all of my favorites from the month of June. And I thought I would do this as a get ready with me as well because I haven't done that in a while. So this is going to be a full face of June favorites. If you want to hang out with me, chill out, and talk about some awesome summer makeup, then keep watching. All right, party people, let's get into this. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I will have everything linked down below as is tradition. And if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Sophia. I'm a complete makeup addict. I upload videos every single week. So if you love favorites videos, ranking videos, and new makeup reviews, I got you. Hit that subscribe button to join our fam. And yeah, before I put on any makeup, I do want to share one skincare favorite with you. This is a cleanser. It was sent to me along with a couple other products, but I really like it and it definitely stood out to me. So I want to share this with you guys. I've been using this every single night. It is the Paula's Choice Optimal Results Hydrating Cleanser. And the reason that I like this is because it's probably like the thickest and creamiest cleanser that I've ever used. Most of you guys know I have very dry skin. So usually at night, I'll remove my makeup with like an oil cleanser and then I'll go in with something very rich and moisturizing to kind of just get the rest of the impurities off my face. You guys know I love the Lisa Eldridge cleanser. Well, I love this as well. It's so good. It's very nourishing and hydrating. And like I said, I think this might be the creamiest cleanser that I have ever tried. Even in the summer, I like to use these types of products, but definitely in the winter, I'm looking forward to using this again. I would definitely repurchase it. And then the first product that I'm going to be putting on my face, I don't think a lot of you guys will be surprised by this. It's the new RMS Serum Sunscreen. This is an interesting product. It is a sunscreen. It's SPF 30, but it's called the Supernatural Radiance Serum. So it's kind of like, you know, one of those makeup skincare hybrid products that every brand is coming out with. There are 3 shades. I have the lightest shade, and the lightest shade is a very like pearlescent pink color. I used this in my trying new makeup video maybe a week or 2 ago. I've been using it every day since. I love it. It hasn't broken me out or anything. Even on those no makeup days, this is just so good. It works well under makeup, which you guys will see, but it also works well just by itself. You can see it gives this kind of like pearly luminescence to the skin, and I really try and layer it up so I can get some good sun protection, even though there's like no sun out at all. I'm filming this on July 4th weekend, and guys, we have had the most miserable weather. If you are not from the United States, July 4th weekend is supposed to be like a big summer holiday weekend. It's when we celebrate Independence Day. I don't know if they're going to do fireworks in Boston tomorrow because it's going to be thunderstorming. So hopefully it'll stop raining and being so misty and gross outside so that we can get some fireworks. It's just been completely awful. On top of that, if you can't tell from like the way my skin looks and how red my eyes are, we've gotten a lot of the air quality issues from the fires in Canada. And so over the weekend, I like could not breathe out of my nose. My eyes were all red and itchy. I've been sneezing a lot. So we're gonna cover up a lot of like just this redness and imperfections and stuff from my allergies with this makeup today. My foundation favorite, hands down, it's the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint. I was so excited that this actually worked for me because I didn't like the Yummy Skin foundation. It was so thick on me and it dried out. This is kind of the same thing except a much lighter version, and I feel like it doesn't dry my skin out. We'll see come winter time if this kind of evaporates off my skin, but at least in the summer, especially when it's like humid right now, this works so well. And oh my goodness, look how nicely it layers on top of the RMS sunscreen. I've worn it on its own. I've worn this pretty much every single day since I got it, just like the RMS. I've worn it on its own just to test it out, and it's still really good. It gives you a decent amount of coverage. It's not like the Glossier skin tint where it's like literally just a little bit, or maybe the Chanel Water Fresh tint. Those are going to be lighter than this. And my favorite way to apply this is just the way that I'm doing it right now with my fingers. If you like the primer, you know, the Yummy Skin primer that she came out with, that's kind of like that very moisturizing gel-like formula. it's really similar to that. So if you like that type of texture, then I think you're really going to like this. So let me show you guys how nice that looks. And it wears really well also. It's just a really good everyday skin tint. I absolutely love it. And I'm using shade 2. I will list all of the shades that I'm using in the description box. It's been a very Danessa Myricks favorite kind of month because my other favorite foundation that I want to give a shout out to is the Danessa Myricks Cream Cover Foundation. Some of you guys will know if you follow me on Instagram, I was in Dallas, Texas for 4 days. And it was a hot one. It was at least 100 degrees and humid every single day. I did spend some time outside. We were checking out the city, and I wanted something that was going to last through that extreme heat and humidity. I also brought this with me to Miami. If any of you guys watched my Miami vlog from earlier in the year, this stuff works wonders. When I go on vacation or if I'm on a trip or something, I like to wear my makeup even if it's really hot outside. Unless I'm on the beach, I'm doing my makeup in the morning because I like to leave my hotel room and like feel my best throughout the rest of the day. That's just how I am. And when I was packing my makeup bag, I was like, oh, I need to pack this. Now, this is a very small bottle, and the reason for that is because this is highly concentrated. So what you need to do, because it's very customizable, it is kind of like a makeup artist product, what you need to do is mix this with a little bit of like serum or a few drops of oil from your skincare cabinet. Danessa Myricks has her beauty oil, I think. I like to mix it with the Say serum, like the super glowy bounce serum primer. I'll link it down below so you know which one I'm talking about. I mix like a pump of that with not even a full pump of this, like maybe a quarter pump, because that's how concentrated it is. I mix it up and it kind of makes it a little bit more emollient and spreadable. And then I just apply a very light layer. So you have a light layer, but it's giving you the coverage, and then that stuff lasts all day. It is waterproof. So if you have any like special events coming up, or maybe you're just out in the heat a lot, something like that, highly recommend this. Wanted to give this a shout out. For concealer, I've been loving the new Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Matte Concealer. This is the reformulated version of the original Power Fabric Concealer. I was very concerned when I first tried this out because they took what was a very elegant concealer, really great if you have dry skin or mature skin, and then they made it matte, which didn't really make a lot of sense to me. That concealer was so perfecting, but I did that side-by-side comparison in that other trying new makeup video that I had, and like once I get it on the eyes, I really can't tell the difference. I honestly really enjoy it. It's incredibly brightening, and if I go in with this pretty much covers up anything that my skin tints don't, because it does give a decent amount of coverage. I just kind of drag it down my cheek where I have that rosacea. Just like the Danessa Myricks Vision Cream Cover, this lasts really well in the heat and the humidity. It reminds me a lot of the original, except it's a little bit thicker, so you just need to use less. You don't need to layer it up as much. You basically just get a little bit more coverage right from the get-go, and that's the biggest difference for me. The other concealer that I've been enjoying is the Jones Road, the face pencils. I did a Jones Road product review maybe about 2 weeks ago, going through all the products that I've tried so far, and I let you guys know this is one of my favorite products from the brand, and I specifically lately have been using it just to cover up that little bit of redness that's close to the eye. As I mentioned, like my allergies have been kind of crazy from the air quality, and so this just kind of like makes it look like I'm not as allergic. It's also great for touch-ups. It's good to kind of like highlight them, make them look a little bit more crisp. My eyebrows were recently microbladed and they're like finally healing and kind of coming in their true glory, so I'm excited for that. Usually when you get them done, they kind of have to heal for a while, and then they sort of disappear and fade, and then they come back and you can see the pigment from the microblading, so I'm excited. It's like they're coming back, I can touch them again, I don't have to worry about it. So anyway, back to the face pencil. This is good for just like those little tiny imperfections and kind of getting a little bit closer to the lash line to wake my eyes up a little bit more. For bronzer, I've really been enjoying the Rare Beauty Cream bronzers, and this is the shade Bright Side. This is the newer one that she launched that I reviewed for you guys earlier in the year. It's a little more cool tone because a lot of her bronzers, they're very warm tone, and that's why I didn't buy them originally. I was a little bit scared, but Bright Side is so good, and I've kind of been playing around with my application a bit more. I normally will put my bronzer kind of like on the tops of my cheekbones, but I don't know, I've kind of been experimenting with more of like the bronzer type of look. I just kind of go back and forth, so I thought I would do this today. And then another favorite, to no one's surprise, is the new Sonia G Sheer Buffer Brush. Oh my gosh, I've been loving this one. I am gonna work on a Sonia G like face brush guide for you guys. It's just, I can only do about like 3 or 4 videos a week at this point, and I've got so many things to review. So thank you for your patience. I've got a lot of great videos coming up. I just uploaded a new Fude brush guide video where I talk about the best brushes to use by bristle type. So like, when do you use goat hair brushes? What goat hair brushes are good? When do you use squirrel hair brushes? So I am going to be using a lot of the brushes that I showed you in that video in this video, because those have all been huge favorites. If you guys are looking for brush recommendations, I'll link that video down below. I'm like very excited about that video because I just had so many good things to show. So there we have our bronzer, just a little bit of like a soft sculpt. I love the way that the sheer buffer, it's so airy and effortless. Like I barely had to work that into the skin. And this is really great. If you didn't watch my video before, this is really great if you want to be a little bit more light-handed with your makeup application. If you have a really pigmented blush or bronzer and you want it to look super natural, this is great. I've been using this for all types of things. Throughout the month of June, I tested so many blushes because I did those 2 blush ranking videos for you all, which you all really enjoyed, so thank you for watching. It was really difficult to choose just one favorite. I had a lot of favorites, honestly, but I thought I would choose one that I've been reaching for a lot lately, and that kind of surprised me that I didn't think I was gonna like as much as I do. It's the Makeup by Mario Cream Blush. The official name of this is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil, and I have the shade Rose Crush. These are beautiful. They last really long. They give a really nice dewy finish to the skin. Honestly, compared to a lot of the other dewy finish cream blushes out there, I think that these have some of the best pigmentation and longevity. If you're going for more matte, I would recommend the ones from Danessa Myricks. And I'm gonna go in with one of those Fude brushes from that video that I mentioned. This is from Diorshow. Oh my goodness, I am now obsessed with Diorshow. I can't wait to pick up some more brushes from them. I used this, well, this is a foundation brush, but you can use it for blush as well. So I thought I would demo it in a little bit of a different way for this favorites video. It's super soft. Oh, it's so good. And this color Rose Crush, incredibly wearable. All the colors from the Mario line are pretty neutral, so you kind of can't go wrong. I'm looking forward to him launching maybe some brighter colors, something a little bit more fun, but I understand why he came out with like pinks and roses and mauves and like that kind of stuff. It's just a really beautiful natural cream blush. It goes really well with all of your skin tints. It doesn't look like so crazy obvious and pigmented, because when you're wearing skin tints, you don't always want to go in with like super full coverage powder products on top. So I feel like this type of blush works really well. And once again, I really like the longevity. I'm using the sheer buffer just to kind of melt the blush in with my concealer, which is very illuminating. So I get a little bit more of like a seamless look from the eyes to the cheeks. I have been loving the Hourglass Tiger palette this month, especially when I was traveling. This is so handy. I can do a quick face look, a quick eye look. Today I'm just gonna use the highlighters in here. Actually, I like to mix this highlighter with this blush and just use it as like a little bit of a highlighter. And I'm using this gorgeous little brush from Couleurs. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that okay. This is another one of those brushes from that video. This is a squirrel hair brush, and what's really cool about these is that on all of the handles in this particular line, at least, they come with these super cute little like ombre glitter. It's supposed to be inspired by like a galaxy or the night sky, which is just so cute. These brushes are insanely soft. I'm not going to use this whole palette today just because I have some other favorites to show you guys, but I have been loving this for summer. They came out with this during the holiday, and I told you guys this is going to be more of like a summer palette for me, so I've been pulling this baby out and using her all the time. I had a couple of eyeshadow palette favorites from this month. We're not going to use all of them, but I'm going to show them all to you. The first one is the Dior Rose Tulle palette. This one kind of surprised me because you'll know I didn't really love the reformulation of the soft cashmere quint, but I do really like this one out of the reformulated quints from Dior. They're not all bad. I do prefer the older formula, but I can't lie, this is actually a really good palette. I think it's great if you just want something that is, well, pink, very soft, very ethereal. I think that these shimmer shades in particular are really, really nice. They're impactful. It is pigmented. It's just that the mattes in the new formula, they have a little bit of a different feel, but you really only have one matte in this palette. It's super pretty. Every time I wear it, you guys are like, what's on your eyes? It's gorgeous. It's very lovely. If you're looking for a pink palette, which some of you might be, a lot of you guys already have a lot of pink palettes, then, you know, I think that this is a good one to pick. This is like the pink palette from Dior at this point, if you're taking a look at the ones that they have left that have been reformulated. I did do a review of this with lots of comparisons, so if you're on the fence, you can check that out. But so far, I've really liked it. It's a really good everyday palette. The other one that I've been enjoying is the Tom Ford Tropical Dusk palette. This is probably, I think it's my favorite one out of the ones that have been launched this year. Is it incredibly unique? No, but do I like it? Yeah, like these are my colors. I would totally bring this with me if I were on a trip, going on vacation, anything like that. If people were like, oh, Sophia, I don't have Tom Ford palettes, but I want a really nice neutral one that performs really well, I would totally recommend this one. I reviewed this one alongside the other one that is in the collection. I did a whole collection review, but this one I told you guys was my favorite. It's got some really beautiful bronzy tones in here. You have a pink, but it really doesn't pull that pink. It's a little bit more of a neutral. Think kind of like a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. It's more like that. It's not a pink palette. And then if you missed it, I posted this on Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed and following me over there. This is a more affordable, I guess you could call it dupe. It's very similar. It's a more affordable dupe to the Tom Ford Tropical Dusk, and this is the one I'm going to use today because I want to do a demo with it for anybody who's thinking about it, who's curious. It is the Viseart Solstice palette. I'll show you a photo right here from my Instagram of both of these palettes side by side. I'll show you guys some side by side swatches. They're not exact, but they're very much similar vibes. I would say the biggest difference, other than the fact that the Viseart has more shades and is cheaper, is the fact that there is no pinky matte. Instead, you get this really, really cool, this is the best shade in the palette, this really, really cool, very wearable duochrome pink in the Solstice palette. So let's use this one. We're gonna do a very neutral wearable look, but I think you guys are gonna see it's an absolutely stunning palette. So if you're on the fence about the Tom Ford, because let's be real, they're very overpriced. I like them, but they're overpriced. If you're on the fence, you might wanna pick this one up. I'm going in first with my larger Tonsato brush. This was a part of that set that I showed you guys, and I'm gonna go into the medium brown shade. If you have not tried Viseart yet, you're missing out because the shadows are some of my favorites in my collection. They're not that expensive for what you get, and they have a lot of really good sales. So I'm gonna let you guys know when the next sale comes up. I have noticed they've been having more sales, which is nice. So it's, you know, you can get a deal a little bit more often. They also are sold at Beautylish. So if you have any Beautylish points or anything from like one of those gift card events, you can also get Viseart over there as well. That's where I buy a lot of the palettes, like when they first launch. Next, I'm going in with my little Chikuhodo Passion Series brush, and I think I'm gonna go, I really like this shade. It's so, okay, let me show you this. So good. Look how brightening this is. If you are afraid of like your eyes looking kind of heavy, this palette's great because it's so good at illuminating everything. I'm gonna save that shade. I think I'm actually gonna go in to more of like the medium tone shimmer so we can use more shades and just lay that across the eye. Ugh, this brush is so soft. And this Passion series line from Chikuhodo, very affordable and very high quality goat hair brushes. Like, this is great if you don't want anything super fancy, but you want it to be extremely good value. And also, I mean, look how cute the handle is. It's like a hot pink. Now I'm gonna go in with that bright shade using a Chikuhodo Z series brush. Apply that to the inner corner. I mean, okay, look at this side and then look at that side. So good. I'll also drag that on the lower lash line. I'm gonna use the Chikuhodo Z series blending brush, and I think I'm gonna mix these two shades, the matte and the shimmer, and I'm going to lightly apply that to the outer corner. This brush is so good if you just want like a hint of color. You don't want to go too crazy. It's made of squirrel hair, so it's incredibly soft and wispy. So I like to use this for these very wearable daytime looks because it's not gonna deposit a bunch of pigment and then you're kind of, you know, in trouble having to blend it out to make your makeup look super wearable. Finally, what I'm gonna do is take my little Bishadow Weasel hairbrush and I'm gonna dip into my favorite shade right there. This is the last thing that I like to do. Well, usually when using this palette, I like to put a little bit of this topper shade right in the center of the eye. Look how cool that is. You do not get that kind of multi-dimension from the Tom Ford palette, and that's what I love about this. You can create a very basic look, but you can also kind of take it up a notch with that shade. And if you want to go smokier, you definitely can because you have some deeper shades to work with here, but I just wanted to show you how you can get something somewhat similar to the Tom Ford palette. Lastly, actually, I'm going to go into this light shade, and I like to use this for blending. So I'm gonna blend that all around the eye just to kind of soften everything up. I also have really been enjoying the new Victoria Beckham Satin Eye Kajals in the fun summer colors. So we've got the Cherry Blossom, the Electric Blueberry, and the Sour Apple. I did a review of these for you guys. I think my favorite, like I said, is the Electric Blueberry. I don't know, I just love bright blue eyeliner, but I think the favorite for most of you was the Sour Apple. You really like the green look that I did. Honestly, they're all so good if you're looking for like a bright pop of color for this summer, and all the other ones that you have from Victoria Beckham are very neutral because that's mostly what she has done so far. Then these are really great. So maybe next time you place an order, you might want to pick one of these up. They are limited edition though, apparently, so they might sell out, but I think that they're still all in stock. I'm gonna use actually the Cherry Blossom just a little bit because this is more of like a neutral look today. So I'm just gonna do like a little flash of pink on the upper eyelid, nothing too crazy, but you know, just making it a little bit more fun. I think the longevity of these is pretty good. Some of the Victoria Beckham pencils, some of them are a little bit softer than others and then they don't get as much longevity, but I tested each of these and I do think that they are pretty good. These have been a great summer addition to my everyday makeup bag because it's just like so quick to create a look. So I did fill in my brows just a little bit off camera, and I also applied my mascara favorite for the month, which is the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions in the shade Crystal. This is a dark brown, which I really like for kind of everyday looks, a little bit more natural, a little bit, you know, like more simple, lighter for summer. This was gifted to me by the brand, so thank you, Thrive Causemetics. But this is not a new product to me. I've really liked this mascara for a very long time. In fact, this was the mascara that got me into tubing formulas. It lasts all day. I love how lengthening it is. I just love how smudge proof it is, especially nowadays when it's like pretty humid outside. This is what the brush looks like. I know not everybody likes these kind of plasticky, silicone-y brushes, but I really like it. I feel like I get a lot of control, and because it's so tapered, it makes it easy to do the bottom lashes and the corners as well. So I pretty much haven't been wearing anything other than this and maybe like the Cali Ray, which I'm kind of at the end of the tube, so I'm sort of like trying to use it up. But yeah, I really love this. And then we're gonna finish things off with lips. And what I've been enjoying this month has been the Dior Lip Oil. This is the Peach Glow shade that they had. It was limited edition for the Dior Riviera collection last year, so I don't think you can get this shade anymore. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. But honestly, like you don't need like a million shades of the Dior lip oils. I've been liking this because the weather hasn't been the best, and I kind of like can't be bothered with putting on anything too fancy. I've been enjoying a lot of my lipsticks, but if we're looking at what I'm reaching for the most, just kind of on the reg, this has been in my purse all month. And it's so great for these very natural summertime looks. Most of you guys know the Dior lip oils, they're so good, they're so moisturizing, and they're not sticky, which is great because I don't like sticky things on my lips when I'm out in the heat. I do like the Dior lip maximizers, I like how shimmery those are, but if it's really hot out, I like to go more for the lip oils. So this is the final look, friends. Just a really nice wearable summertime look. Comment down below and let me know what you thought of all of these products. What do you think of the Viseart palette? Do you think it's a decent dupe for the Tom Ford Tropical Dusk? I would love to hear what you guys think. And many of you know I like to close out my favorites videos with a bag favorite of the month. And for the month of June, my favorite has been the Loewe puzzle bag. I have the size small. This is in just like the classic luggage brown color. This is an older version that I bought a couple of years ago, pre-loved. So this version has the feet and also the thicker strap. And this has just been a fantastic everyday bag. It fits so many things in it. And I like this color for the summer because I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit lighter compared to my typical black bag, for example. I think it goes really good with kind of like my casual outfits. You know, if I'm out on the weekend and I have a nice little summer outfit, or if I'm just wearing athleisure, running errands during the work week, grabbing some dry cleaning, etc. So this has been my little bag favorite for the month. If you guys have any questions about the Loewe puzzle bag, feel free to DM me on Instagram or comment down below. I'd love to share more about my bags. But yeah, this is probably one of the more practical bags that I have in my collection. It's great for every day, and I absolutely think it is worth it. The leather is amazing, and like I said, it just, you can pack it full of so many things. So that's all my favorites that I got for you today, friends. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment down below letting me know what has been some of your favorites for the month of June. And with that, friends, I hope that you see some beauty in your day, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.